Grinding your beans by hand is a great way to give yourself more control over the grinding process and also a closer connection to your coffee, which feels really rewarding. If you're going to hand brew high-end coffees, why not hand grind that coffee too? There's a lot of manual grinders out there, but Etzinger has used their superlative technology and innovative burrs to really change the game. Hi there, Brian here with Whole Latte Love. Designed and built in Liechtenstein and Austria, the Etzinger etz-I hand grinders are all about bringing precision to portable grinding. In this video, I'll cover the features and best practices of these grinders, go over performance testing results, and finish with my personal thoughts. So let's get right into it. The Etzinger etz-I grinders come in two size options, the regular and the trim model. In opposition to outward appearances, these two grinders are the same in operation and capacity. The only difference is the size and shape, with the trim perhaps being preferred by individuals with smaller hands. A feature I really love here is how the handle stores away into the anodized aluminum body of the grinder when not in use. On a lot of hand grinders, the handle has to be removed completely to store it away neatly, so having this all be essentially one piece is very handy. The lid to the grinding chamber is magnetic and can easily be removed with a simple tilt. The etz-I has 88 stepped grind settings that are calibrated to the absolute vernier scale, which simply put means the adjustments are incredibly accurate and will be universal between all etz-I grinders. I'll make a couple recommendations for dial settings for several different brew methods a little later in this video. The catch cup on the bottom is also held into place with a strong magnet and holds about 30 grams of medium roast coffee comfortably. Even though the grinding chamber itself is a little larger at about 40 grams, a good rule of thumb I've found is to measure your beans using the dosing cup so you know it'll all fit in there when you're done grinding. The catch cup is also just the right size to flip transfer into a 58mm portafilter basket. But catching grounds isn't the only use for this catch cup. Turn it upside down and you can fit the 3 cleats milled into the bottom of the base of the burr carrier, which makes grind adjustments a little easier and cone burr removal a breeze. The 32mm DC cone burrs are manufactured in-house with horizontally cut pre-breakers that make turning the crank equally as easy, no matter the grind size. What really sets this grinder apart is the use of Etzinger's rotating ring burr mechanism, which is exactly what it sounds like. The outer ring burr rotates when you crank the handle, while the center cone burr remains stationary. This helps with the speed of the grinding, and in keeping the cone burr stationary, grind size adjustments are more accurate. The etz-I grinders also come with Etzinger's anti-static jig, which greatly minimizes staticity, especially in brew grind sizes. Speaking of performance, let's dive into testing. The etz-I is rated to handle grind sizes fine enough for Turkish coffee at grind size 1 and coarse enough for French press at 21. And my testing proved this to be accurate. When grinding for espresso, aiming for that 250 micron median particle size, I had the grinder set between 3 and 5, with the variance being due to the level of seasoning of the burrs. As you can see from the particle analysis graph, the median particle size landed at 260 microns, and the percentage of particles in that size range equaled the amount of fines, which is really impressive, especially for a conical burr set. Typically with a grind size that small, you'd expect there to be around 10% more particulates in that 200 micron and below range than within the 200 to 300 micron range. And that's going to equate to better, tastier extractions. While retention at finer sizes on the etz-I grinders is going to occur, Etzinger has a solution. Simply remove the cone burr, turn it upside down, and use the magnet on the catch cup to snap the burr holder onto it, loosening any retained grounds. Using the catch cup as a flip transfer dosing cup, giving it a quick shake on your portafilter essentially removes the need to WDT. When analyzing the particulates in a brewed coffee range, this time a median micron size of around 750, I set the grinders between 13 and 14 on the dial. As you can see from this graph, we have a beautiful bell curve right around the median of 760, which is just what you want. In testing retention on these grind sizes, the etz-I performed much better, rarely retaining more than 1/10 of a gram. When it comes to grinding speed, look, it's a hand grinder. It's not going to be breaking any records here. At that espresso grind size, you can expect to get about 1 to 2/10 of a gram per rotation of the crank, with a little more being output the coarser you go. Like using the etz-I, maintaining it is an easy task. Full access of the burrs can be achieved tool-free, and the 3 included brushes ensure that you can keep them clean use after use. There really isn't anything not to like about these grinders. Hand grinders tend to be marketed as a take-anywhere option that you could bring with you camping, for instance. And the etz-I sure fits that bill, but you could just as easily use it for your everyday morning coffee. Sure, it takes a little bit longer than an electric burr grinder, but it's incomparably quieter and puts the user more in touch with the entire coffee making process, similar to hand mixing all your ingredients when you're baking. If you have any questions about these grinders or anything else coffee, be sure to hit me up in the comments section and I'll get you a detailed answer. Once again, I'm Brian. Thanks for watching, and check back soon for more of the best on everything coffee.